All right, gentlemen, it is 6:30. We're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order and go ahead and do roll call. Here we go, Paola.
District 1, Miguel Aguirre, Alderman Miguel Aguirre.
Here.
District 2, Alderman Richard Hughes.
Here.
District 3, Alderman David Emery.
Oh, here.
District 4, Alderman Michael Rodriguez.
Here.
And District 5, Alderman Charles Kate.
Here. Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. All right, if you all could please rise, we're going to go ahead and do our Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right. Let's go ahead and jump right into number 4, citizens to be heard. This is the opportunity for citizens, visitors, and guests to address the City Council on any issue or any item of the agenda in compliance with LGC Section 551.007. City Council may not discuss any presented issue, nor may any action be taken on any issue at this time. Citizens to be heard are limited to 3 minutes each. Attorney General Opinion JC-0169. Do you see nobody signed up? Okay, I'll still go ahead and ask. Do we have anybody to speak to the council? Going once, going twice. Okay, let's go ahead and show on there. No comments. Thank you. All right, and we're going to go ahead and move on to number 5. And this is a proclamation presentation to the Lido High School Band. Here we go, Mr. Cheshire. Hello. Cool. Everybody. This is awesome. Okay, we're gonna go this way. You're gonna line up, and we'll get the taller people in the back. Okay, here you go. I know some people are already saying I'm going in the front. All right, there we go. See you. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. Awesome. Yep. Squeeze it tight. Thanks for joining us. All right, and let's see. Get the district flip. Let's see.
See the roll.
Those, open them up, and then you guys are gonna go ahead and. Okay, while we're passing these out, we're going to go ahead and ask Paula to go ahead and read. And so we can go ahead and make it official out there on the video of what we're actually doing. So,
Whereas the city of Lido, Texas is proud to honor the Lido High School Pirate Band consisting of Madeline Aguinaga, Christian Alcorta, Andres Arredondo, Valentina Ayala, Levi Bates, Austin Beeser, Ashley Bowman, Delia Bowman, Sofia Cardona, Kellyanne Castaño, Juju Sanner, Alicia Corona, Leah Corral, Gabby Cortez, Nadia Daniels, Ben Davila, Ethan De Leon, Isaiah Delgado, Adam Dominguez, Alex Dominguez, Benjamin Duty, Emma Emery, Juliana Fausto, Emily Garcia, Victoria Garcia, Andrea Garza, Nathan Garza, Andrea Gomez, Jose Gomez, Stefan Grisby, Joshua Guerra, Jasmine Guizar, Orlando Gutierrez, Timothy Gutierrez, Michaela Heath, Ryan Hendrickson, Landon Hernandez, Daniel Herrera, Alana Huerta, Jackson Hunt, Nevea Kaysen, Kobe Lara, Cynthia Lara, Svetlana Lopez, Ivan Lopez Amaya, Aiden Martinez, Cheyenne Martinez, Elijah Martinez, Michael Martinez, Nicole Martinez, Dulce Martinez Orozco, Taryn McDonald, Journey Mendoza, Vanessa Mercado, Luke Montes, Lily Morales, Justin Moreno, Braden Morton, Nayeli Nunez, Lola Patino, Michaela Perales, Celeste Ramirez, Novely Rangel, Brian Hel Rodriguez, James Reed, Federico Reyes, Alia Rodriguez, Jenna Rodriguez, Reina Rodriguez, Jasmine Reese, Paris Sanchez, Mackenzie Schultz, Madison Schultz, Isabella Sewell, Juliet Stripe, Aubrey Solis, Colin Springer, Kaylin Steck, Noah Steck, Brooke Tollett, Richard Tolet, Camila Vega, Haley Ward, Kara Welch, Landon Wilkins, and Isaac Duarte. Whereas the city of Lido, Texas acknowledges the great accomplishments under the direction of Joshua Treasure, MJ Robles, Javier Lopez, Bertie Salazar, and Arian Morin. Whereas the city of Lido, Texas recognizes their accomplishment in the Hill Country Marching Festival with fourth place overall in the Heroes Marching Competition, along with the first place color guard, first place marching, and first place overall in God's Country Marching Festival. Whereas the city of Lido recognizes the first division in UIL Region Marching Contest, six consecutive first division marching, seventh place in prelims at UIL Area Marching Contest, six consecutive advancement to the area level, and tied for seventh place in finals, second time in history of district to perform in finals.
I tell you, that is just impressive. Paula, thank you so much for reading that. So to finish off on there, now therefore I, Ruben Gonzalez, by the virtue of authority invested in me as mayor of the city of Lido, Texas, in recognition therefore do hereby proclaim that the city of Lido, Texas feels a proclamation is in order to recognize the many accomplishments that Lido ISD High School band in the past year of its marching competitions. And it's actually signed both by Paula and myself, and it's witnessed today on the 22nd of January, 2024. And I tell you, you guys actually have taken it to the next level. And we've actually grown together. We've seen each other in the last 2 years and see the many accomplishments, not only as a band, but as an individual. But first of all, we want to give credit to those that actually got us there. So to the directors, thank you. I tell you, the kids smile. Every time they'll say somebody's name, everybody's smiling and cheering for you all, right? That's usually how it works. And it just tells you the relationship and the bond that you actually have established. Sir, you have just unbelievable leadership, and you know your people, you know how to motivate them, you know how to be able to take care of them to the next level. And we're very fortunate for us to have you here in Lido and what you actually do for them. Because all of you not only grow them as students and as band players, but as young adults. And it is very evident because I get a chance to meet them in different places and you can see the priority. And I'm looking around and I can see some of you that are not only involved in band, but involved in other things around the high school and making an impact. And that's what it's all about. So this is a small token of appreciation on behalf of the whole council. We're going to take a photo here, so we're going to get all close. But small token of appreciation just to acknowledge your accomplishments. We saw you out there. You guys were practicing out there late at night. Late at night. Sometimes I'd be in the back outside and I could hear you at my house and you guys are still going at it. But that's your total commitment for taking this to making it a better thing for our community. And when they hear Lido Mighty Band, yeah, you guys have already done that. So continue on, keep pressing along. I know we have some folks that are graduating this year. Your footprints will be felt and will continue throughout the years. Keep passing it along and let's keep our program going. And I know we got very close. I know 2 years ago, if we would have had it, we would have been at state. And this year was just that close to being able to do that. But take a lot of pride of what you've done. And you've actually defined the band for years to come. And I'm looking forward to the next competition to be able to do that. So it'll be really good. Okay, let's go ahead and get everybody all together. And if I can get the council stand, here we go. See if we can get everybody in there. And those of you in the front, if you can hold these like this, hold them like that. There you go. Hold them out. There you go. One's in the front. That'll be good. Okay. Let's see if we can.
That's my son.
Are you in there? Very close.
All right.
Here we go. Look in the middle.
1, 2, 3. Perfect.
All right.
Leadership. And she's in high school, man, 8th grade, but
Doing the great things, okay? Doing the great things. You guys rock. You guys rock. See you later. Take care, okay? Take care. You guys are awesome.
Good job,
Take care, okay? See you later. See you later, okay? You're doing the great things, okay? You're doing the great things. Don't slow down. Make an impact, okay? Make an impact. There you go. Hey, I saw you in the white truck driving around. Good driving skills. There you go. Make a difference, okay? There we go. There we go. No, make a difference. There we go. Make a difference. Make a difference, okay? Make a difference. Congrats. Hey, congrats. Hey, good up. Hey. Nice job. Thank you for sending me a camera. Be good. All right, there we go. Got one more.
All right, I gotta move Molly back in. Over
Got to move Molly back in.
Put it back in. We visit her for just a short moment.
All right, and let's see. Go ahead and do number 6. And this is a presentation of police. Well, we have the captain, police captain, for the 5th anniversary with the city of Lytle to police officer Sergio Pena. So
Sergio, come on up.
do that one.
So the chief couldn't be here tonight. He regrets not being here, but we want to recognize Officer Pena for completing 5 years of service with our police department in December of this year. It may not sound like a lot, 5 years, but it is extremely difficult to retain and recruit good officers for our community. Officers that actually care about the community in which they work, and that's Officer Pena, as well as every officer within our department. Something that Officer Pena just recently brought to our department, no other department around us has, is DRE certification. Very rare to have, especially in a small town. So DRE is drug recognition expert. That is an officer who can go out and find and stop people for DWI, but on drugs, not alcohol. So that is something new we brought to this community to keep our community safe. So Officer Pena, thank you for 5 years of service and continue.
Take one more photo. Let me just get in here and I'll say a few words too. Be like that. Here we go. Hey Sergio, thank you so much for everything. And not only about doing your job as an officer, but putting in that personal touch that goes along with that. You have gone through some very unique situations. One just down the road that I'll never forget. And I know that you had put a lot into situations like that. But we appreciate your commitment to our community and taking care of all of us and making a difference with all of us. But you know what? Actually, did we have the counts in the background?
Yeah.
Did you get them in there?
You can get it better.
Yeah, let's get everybody together. Here we go, Sam. Here we go. Come on over, man. I know you like taking photos. There we go.
I love shots.
Let's get everybody here. There we go.
Ready, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Much better.
And then actually, where's Waldo? That's a good one. Well, put that one on.
I will.
All right. Cool beans. All right, council, let's go ahead and continue on and move on to number 7. This is a consent agenda, and it's A, consider the approval of the payment of the bills. You should have in front of you, the printout.
You'll have a printout because there's 2 extra bills on there that was not part of the package that I need to get in the mail. So that is the repayment on the paving and the bill for the water repairs on Waterwell for recently last week on the 17th.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I see it now.
That's $17,000 for the water well?
That was for the Waterwell and the labor service.
Okay, so for the motor and the labor.
Labor and
What's the status on the master drainage plan for Lakeshore?
So I should have a meeting here in the next week or so with Kimley Horn. They've come up with some options. but we're still kind of working through that. I think when we met last, were they saying like 30%, 40% that they were at on that?
Yes.
That meeting we were at?
The last time before I left, 50.
It was at 50? Okay,
they were
yeah.
pretty-
So, but we haven't met since then, so I have a meeting in the next couple of weeks with them. So.
And I asked that because, I know we've made several payments on this already. I'm just curious how much more we're looking at paying before they're complete.
Yeah, I can't remember what the contract amount was for it, but obviously I think they're within that amount currently. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, if we got to do any amendments to what was on that contract, then just bring it to us.
We'll definitely do that. Yeah.
Anything else?
Mayor, I want to make a motion to pay the bills as presented.
Okay, got a motion on the floor for us to go ahead and pay the bills as presented.
I'll second that.
And got a second? Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, all 8 yeas. Okay, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and move on to number 8, and this is into the open session to take action for the following items. A, consider and act upon the application for the variance from required setbacks to allow for the installation of 2 pre-built sheds on property located at 20,036 Huckleberry Street. And we have Mr. Mark Harris. Come on up, sir. I mean, just give us a quick background on it, just so we kind of get an understanding.
Okay, I moved into that property. It'll be 2 years at the end of February. A month after I moved in, I got with the Rosh Coleman builders, supervisors, and inquired about the sheds. I was told at that time that as long as they closely match the house and cannot be seen from the street, which is, when they say street, they're talking about the street in front of my house. And as long as they're not on a poured foundation, that everything should be fine, no problem. I went out and did exactly that. Now, I am the only house probably in that whole subdivision that has a group of very, very large oak trees that are tagged by the state. I can't even trim them unless I have a state or a county arborist come out to tell me what I can do and what I can't do. So one shed sits in the corner, the back corner, which the pictures show that. And it is 5 feet away from that tree. And the reason I put it there was because I could get nothing to grow in that whole area where both of those sheds are at. I put sod in there, I put new soil in there, I put fertilizer, I put seed. It lasts for about 2 weeks and it's dead.
Yes, sir.
So I said, okay, it turns into a mud hole. When it does rain, it doesn't rain much here, but when it does, it's a mud hole. So I laid down a 2-inch under both sheds. They have a 2-inch pea gravel base. On top of that is 2 inches of sand, construction sand. On top of that is 4-inch thick, 16 by 16. I call them patio blocks. And they're all level. Everything's good. And then I put them in. Now the other shed, the second shed, this is the gray one, I was able to space it out about almost 30 inches. It's like 26 3/4 inches out from the fence. Because I wanted to be able to, if I ever did get any grass to grow back there, I wanted to be able to get my mower back there and keep it trimmed down. So that's what I did. Same kind of base. And that's what I did. Now it's been there for almost 2 years. And now all of a sudden there's a problem with it. And I don't understand why the problem is. If there was a problem, it should have been a problem. I should have been informed of that problem, a year and a half ago when I put them in. Also, I was told I would not need a permit. So that's why I'm late on getting my permits to do this, because I was under the impression that I did not need a permit because I didn't pour a foundation there. There's no foundations at all there. So that's basically what I have. I'm just trying to make my property look nice. I have been told by the contractors that I probably have one of the nicest properties out there at Saddle Ridge right now. I was the first person to move in out there and take residence. And I guess I should have brought my neighbors. They can tell you he's always out there working on his yard. He's got a nice place. So that's it. That's where I'm at. I'm asking the council to maybe consider this variance, or maybe we can come to some kind of compromise, get rid of one, move one,
I
whatever.
think when you went in that area, the HOA was being established. They were trying to figure out what they needed to do and then be able to provide the guidance of where to go get if there was permitting or anything like that during that time. Because I know from other folks too that have actually, not specifically like this, but have actually mentioned some of those things too. So, but
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion. I move that we grant the variance for Mr. Harris's two pre-built sheds, the property located at 20036 Huckleberry Street.
okay, got a motion on the floor?
I'll second that.
Okay, got a second. Okay, any further discussion from the council?
What's the stance on the HOA?
As far as the city is aware, the HOA is fine with their location and shed.
They have the final say so if they were to change their mind? Or does the city override?
Zoning overrides any deed restrictions.
I think the HOA is probably more that they have to match the house, right?
Yeah, and the one shed in the corner matches the fence because the tree out there, you can barely see it.
There, see it?
The other shed is, my house is gray, the shed is gray, my roof is black, the roof on the shed is black, so it matches.
Who brought this up as an issue to you?
I got a letter from the HOA. It was stating that it wasn't a write-up the way the letter was written. It was a notice that this might be an issue. And so I responded to the HOA. I said, why is this an issue? It's been here for almost 2 years. Why now? They could not give me an answer. They just said, well, it's an issue. And then it turned into not really a violation, but something that I had to take care of. So I submitted all the paperwork plus some extra that I had submitted to the council here to them and to the HOA. And they said, well, we can give you a variance. And then 2 days later, they sent me an email saying, we can't issue variances. The city has to. So then I hightailed it down here and started talking to the people out front about what do I need to do now? Because this all hit me I got blindsided by all this. I thought I was good to go.
So you think this will solve the problem for you?
Yeah, what I will need though is something saying that the variance has been granted so that I can get that to the HOA so that they know. And then they'll come back with me and say, hey, okay, we're good to go.
Yep.
That's all I'm really
Yeah,
waiting on.
see, Hall will get that for you.
So, Mr. Zachary, all that's been verified?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All yeas, okay. There we go, sir.
Thank you
Work
very
with
much.
with Zach, our city administrator, and we'll go ahead and make sure, and Paola, and we'll make sure that you get the paperwork that you need, okay?
Okay, well, thank you.
Yes, sir. And if they call you tomorrow, tell them to watch the video, okay? Let me watch the video. You can get it right there too. That'll be good. Sir, if you can, if you didn't, can you please sign in on the sheet? There's a sign-in sheet and just go ahead and fill out that you were here. Okay? So we can go ahead and have it as a matter of record. All right, council, let's go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and go to B, an ordinance of the city of the City Council of the City of Lidle, Texas, granting a petition for annexation and providing for the extension of municipal boundary limits to incorporate such property into the City of Lidle, Texas, with annexation of a 8.157 acre tract of land out of the 27.635 acre tract described in deed to San Antonio LD LLC, recoded and document number 217149, the official public records of Atascosa County, Texas, which said territory lies adjacent to and adjoins the present boundary limits of the City of Lidle, Texas, providing a severity clause and providing for an effective date. Zach.
Mayor and council, if y'all recall, that the Saddle Ridge Estate subdivision is looking to annex a portion of their property for one of their phases. I think it's phase 5, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, the city did hold a public hearing on this item back in October. So this is just the next step of actually approving the ordinance with the approving the annexation and then the service plan that goes along with that as required. So that's all this ordinance.
There you go.
So is this the approval of the ordinance?
Correct.
And is that the ordinance 24-03?
Yes, sir.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve the ordinance number 2403 as submitted for the annexation of Saddle Ridge Phase 5.
Got a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, got a second? Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All yeas. Okay. Thank you so much. C, consider and act upon the adoption of resolution number 24-01, a resolution of City Council of City of Lytle, Texas, approving the terms and conditions by and between the City of Lytle, Texas and 8x8 Incorporated for the purchase of a VoIP phone system for all City of Lytle facilities, providing for incorporation, a preamble, and providing an effective date.
All right, Mayor and Council. So I think as the data sheet indicates, city staff's been working to try to find a solution for our telephone services for the city for a little while. Obviously, with our AT&T contract expiring in February, we'll want to kind of get that squared away. And so Mr. Deere actually worked on starting this process, and we got some quotes from 8x8 as well as Spectrum VoIP. And ultimately, with speaking with our third-party IT company, Frontera, it just made the most financial sense as well as what they're used to go with the 8x8 quote. And so that's what we're presenting in front of you is the terms and conditions to enter that based on the quote that the city received. I will tell you that the amount of money that quote is significantly less than what we have budgeted for telephone services for the city for this year and going forward. So it's a huge cost savings for us. This will apply for all city facilities. The good thing with this is instead of when someone calls now, if you're not familiar with, a VoIP system is, they call my office, I pick up the phone. They're trying to actually get animal control. Instead of telling them, hey, here's the number, call them, I can actually transfer them to that facility. And that'll be the case for any of our city facilities. So we'll be much more in tune with everything that's going on. We'll still keep all the same numbers since we own those currently. So all in all, I think it's just a better benefit for the city going forward. And again, cost savings is always nice. So.
This includes the equipment to do this, right?
Correct. So so the cost, the upfront cost and the monthly cost going forward, all that combined will be less than what is budgeted currently in the for telephone services. So.
Our current provider is AT&T.
So AT&T has some of the phones, I believe Animal, and then there is we own outright like the ShoreTel phones here at City Hall. So that was purchased quite a few years ago. I can't remember the exact date, 2015. So that equipment was purchased, and then we just have some maintenance costs as it goes through. But even with all of that combined and canceling out
That was a
expiring
landline service,
contract.
right?
What was
That was a landline service?
Correct.
Okay. So the number of lines that we currently have,
Total lines, oh gosh. I want to say with this purchase, it's 29 phones. So
Yeah, the instruments. You have so many
Well,
instruments,
yeah.
but the actual
but
lines.
the actual landline, the
Yeah.
actual lines.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure.
I know the last round we cut a lot of lines, Matt, right?
At the police
Yeah.
department currently, there's 3 different phone numbers for the police department. We're on ShoreTel. We only publicize one. City Hall has 2. We only publicize
Size
one.
one.
We'll be able to go to just one landline, which is the main one we've always used for every facility. So you'll still use the same number for City Hall. We just won't have to have those backup rollovers because the VoIP system will do before.
So you're gonna have extensions coming off the
That's
main
correct.
line?
Yes, but there would also be direct lines built in on the back end for anybody. So if we wanted to give out, like if I wanted to give out a direct line to my office instead of just an extension, then yes, we could do that as well.
Because the 8x8 service charges per line.
Correct.
And then is there an additional charge for the extensions, or is that part of the package?
That's part of the package.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you talked about, they're gonna have an auto attendant, so when somebody calls in, the line can be directly put to that person. So auto attendant, when you call in, it doesn't say press 1 for so-and-so, but it helps you direct to the right person.
Correct.
Do you know if that's gonna have an auto attendant?
So I'm not sure. I don't know. if
Yes,
there's conversations
It
with
should.
They
them.
will all have personalized
Yeah.
auto attendants, and then as well as the ability when you leave a voicemail for like currently council, if you call City Hall, you don't have an extension. You can set up an extension for the mayor, for however you want to do it, and then when a voicemail is left, that will forward that voicemail to you as well through the app. So we don't have that ability now. If you leave a voicemail, if Zach gets a voicemail tonight, he won't get it till tomorrow
Right.
morning.
And it's gonna allow for queuing too, if you want to stay in queue.
Correct.
We'll offer
Okay.
everything.
Yeah, I see a lot of benefits for voice compared to landline. I think the other one was, so you're gonna have conferencing, fax capability? Is that gonna remain?
Yes,
Yes.
they can do digital fax as well as I believe we'll be able to get rid of the Zoom. We'll be able to.
Yeah, I
correct me
mean,
if I'm wrong,
that
we'll
was
be able to do
the
conference
biggest, yeah,
calls
that's the
through
biggest
that
sell.
program. And a benefit for the police department, if I have to call a complainant right now, I have to block out my number or go all the way back to the office or get this through the app. I can call the complainant back directly from my cell phone, and it appears to
Right.
be I'm calling from the police.
Yeah, it's got a lot of
gonna be a benefit
transferability.
for all.
Yes.
That sounds like a good deal.
What's the cost savings that you mentioned?
We ran some numbers, some preliminary running numbers today. I mean, so what I will tell you is just the monthly cost and the outright is about 8,000 total out the door for everything. And right now we budgeted 27 just in City Hall alone. So 27,000 compared to 8,000. So I mean, we've shifted some of those costs interbudgetary as well. So there's going to be some huge cost savings there. We don't know the exact number, but just looking at just that alone in City Hall.
Yeah, theoretically, voice is less expensive, but you get a lot of features in it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, whenever you figure out the total savings, let us know.
For sure.
yeah, it would
What
be
extra
nice to
money?
see cost
I
analysis.
think the way that it was done in each of the budget areas, it was hard to kind of run those numbers, but we'll definitely be able to pull that together and have that for you.
Oh, the last question I had, so the existing hardware will stay, or do we have to get voice capable phones?
So that's part of the package. So we own the existing hardware, so we'll be able to auction that off or do something with it.
So we do have to get voice enabled phones?
Yes.
Okay.
New handsets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the way around.
So and they'll obviously Frontera. There will be some costs with Frontera setting up, and that'll just be built into their monthly, set costs that we're paying them. That's how we've worked it up. They will start once the phones come in. They'll set them up kind of alongside, and then eventually make that transition
Okay.
over.
No, it's understandable, the hardware,
Yeah.
I mean, you have a choice.
We good?
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, sir.
I move that we adopt resolution number 24-01.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Any further discussion? Okay, that's for us to go ahead and approve. Us getting the VoIP system 8x8. Okay, all those in motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Yeas carry. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Okay, we're doing really good. Here we go. D, consider and act upon resolution number 24-02, designating signers on the city, bank, and financial accounts. Zach.
All right, so Mayor and Council, this resolution does two things. It designates the city administrator and finance director as the city officials authorized to open any accounts with our bank or our depository services, and then also designates the city officials that can sign. And so we're just updating this based on the fact that previous ordinances and resolutions that were sent over to the bank included Matt, and so now with myself being here. And also we had a former council member that was still on there as well. So we're just trying to clean it up. So
Mayor, I want to make a motion to approve resolution 24-02, designating signers on the city bank and financial accounts.
Okay, got a motion on the floor?
A second.
Got a second? Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, yeas carry. All right, let's go ahead and move on to E. Consider and act upon awarding the agreement for mowing services and ground maintenance. Zach.
All right, so Mayor and Council, of course, we went out for bids back in October, November for mowing services and ground maintenance work for all city properties. We did receive a total of 4 proposals back that were all opened on November 30th. Of course, after review of everything, staff is recommending SC Lawn Services to be awarded for the RFP. They also are our current provider and satisfy all the requirements of the bid. So if, of course, I want to make a caveat that if approved, legal and myself will work up a resolution to award the actual contract for the next council meeting, but this would be just awarding the bid to SC Lawn Services.
Seems like there was some controversy with them at the last meeting.
So there was an issue with their insurance and the ability to gain the proper insurance, but they have sufficed that. So.
Okay.
Mayor, I want to make a motion.
Okay.
Awarding the agreement for mowing and services and ground maintenance to, where is it? SC Lawn Services. Thank you, Charles.
Okay. A motion on the floor?
Second that, Mayor.
You got a second? Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, yays all the way. Okay, thank you so much. Do we have, Zach, do we have?
Robbie, there was a main break, so they're out dealing with that right now. So I don't know, Mayor, if you want to
Okay.
do
Yep,
the next.
we can go ahead and fill up, see where we're actually at and trying to take care of that. So update on water well number 2, just so you have an idea. We recently had, besides where we were at before with getting the information back to go ahead and do the flushing and all that, we have now recently, last week, had the Railroad Commission come in and do an additional test. And what they can provide us is make a determination if there is some sort of residue in there of petroleum or oil or anything like that. They can make a determination if it's refined, like if it's coming out like regular oil that is refined, or it's actually true blue petroleum or something out of the ground. So that's where we're at right now. I think they estimated somewhere between a week to 2 weeks. So hopefully we'll get a result on that, and we'll provide that update next council meeting in the sense of what they actually provide.
If I can just piggyback on that, in the interim, we're also still working on getting quotes for cameraing the well as well, just like we discussed last time.
Are we
So-
going to continue flushing or are we on hold
Yes,
until?
Yeah.
yes, we're continuing to do a couple hours a day just to continue it, running it, and so we're not, dealing with something that's just sitting there still. So yeah.
And Robbie and even the Railroad Commission, when they actually were out there, the flushing, they said, well, that's not. When Railroad showed up, they thought they would see some sort of residue and not. So it's actually flushing a lot better. There's still a little bit of a smell. It's not as bad as it would have used to, but there's still a little bit of a smell, and that's the reason why we asked for help with that. So that's where we're at with well number 2. Update, anything on on well number 2? Okay. G, update on well water number 4. So on that one, last Wednesday, what happened with that one is in the afternoon, the water pump just stopped. Robbie went over there. He noticed that the water levels were not moving when the well, the motor should be running. Went out there and noticed that it actually was not doing what it was supposed to, and noticed that there was actually a little bit of a burn coming out of the bottom of the actual pump. So if I'm not mistaken, I think he said he saw fire or he saw something out there. So he took the appropriate actions, contacted us. We got the group together to go ahead and evaluate what we needed to do. And we went ahead and put out the guidance about conserving water because we still had plenty of water in our tanks. By the way, the city did an outstanding job once we put it out there. We usually average a foot per hour of water usage, and when we put it out, we went down to 1.5 feet in 3 hours. So the businesses and the residents did a great job of being able to slow it down. So we were, even at the threshold that we had, we were able to get the water back on. But anyways, with the mortar, from what I understood, and Lynette, you were actually out there with Mr. Brown, some sort of corrosion, something that happened in the windings in the mortar. So there's something with that. It's being looked at, try to figure out. The well was the pump was actually installed back in 2022 approximately, but it did sit out there for a while. The pump did. So one of the things that Mr. Brown educated us is those pumps need to be protected while they're just sitting out there. Anything with the moisture, the dirt getting to it, and it not being used, it just actually enhances the possibility of the corrosion and everything that goes along with that. So he advised us of what to do when we store our mortars, and it's not only with us, but with any. Now, that one never made it into our hands. That was from the actual contractor who installed it out there, but it did sit out there in the property for a while. Be able to do that. But Mr. Brown did a great job, was able to help us out, found another one, took care of that one, and got it replaced. I think it was 4 hours, 4.5 hours, something like that. So we were waiting for CPS, basically. Yeah, we had to wait for CPS to show up and do their portion that goes along with that. But got it back up, and currently where we had a backup mortar, and right now we actually have sent that other one to go ahead and get checked, rewired, and everything else that goes along with that, so we can make sure that we have that backup that is available. And it's not only for that well, but also for well number 2 that we have on that. So that's what happened in well number 4 on that one in particular. So there was nothing related to the cold weather. The guys did a great job of insulating it and doing everything that needed to do. It was just one of those things. But I personally believe that the big guy in the sky was looking out for us, because that could have actually happened during the really cold, but it happened on the day after the cold, and it gave us a little bit of a break and be able to get everything taken care of. And kudos to the guys. I mean, everybody was impressed in everything that they did, and kudos to Mr. Brown too for stepping up and helping us out with that, without a doubt. And I want to give kudos to also to our staff here, because everybody jumped on board, being able to disseminate the information and get things together. So that worked out really good. Any comments on that?
So we have corrective actions and recommendations that are in place already. Sounds good.
Yeah.
The new motor's on order, and it should be here in about a week or 2, and Robbie will be storing it inside. We will also be like shrink wrapping it, where it takes precautions to make sure
Right.
it's
Moisture in
away
it.
from the environment. So.
Sounds good.
Was the motor that burnt out, was it under warranty?
We're waiting for that from TRC. We already asked that question.
I mean, because that's not even 18 months that thing's been out there, so.
And it just depends on when, like Ronnie said, Mr. Brown said, if that mortar had been sitting on the shelf for 4 or 5 years, and then the contractor grabbed it and brought it and put it there and then left it out there and got exposed to all the elements. And I'm going to be honest with you, that's what happened. I remember it just sitting on the side before it actually got installed. So who put it there? I don't know. That would be something else, but basically it sat out there for a while before it was actually installed and it was put together. But we are looking into whether or not it was under warranty, so we could actually go back. If it was, we could go ahead and take the appropriate action on that mortar. So, all right. Anything on that? All right. Let's go ahead and move on to H. Consider and act upon declaring some of the city-owned holiday decorations as salvage or surplus property and specifying how the property is to be disposed. So, council, on this one, one of the things is we've already gone through through the Christmas. We have identified those decorations that are still usable. We have a lot of decorations that are not, right, Paola? And some of those were still remaining on the Gidley House. We have an opportunity with the Animal Care and Control. They're having a yard sale coming up here pretty soon, where we have an opportunity for us to be able to, we've checked with legal, see if we could actually do that as a way to be able to, instead of storing stuff that we'll never be able to use, along with some of the things that we had out there. If you drove around, you noticed even some of the stuff that we had was not working appropriately. Some of it was old. So this is a perfect opportunity for us to go ahead and get rid of the stuff so we don't need to store, and the things that don't work anymore, be able to do it and do it in the right way. Just like we did before with the police auction when we had it in combination. So we're asking for permission, for approval for you guys to go ahead and allow us to go ahead and sell those.
Mayor, I'd make that motion that we give the,
If I can.
Yes.
We just need to decide what we're gonna do with it. So if you want to declare it as surplus property, that means it still has some useful value, but the city doesn't need it anymore. So you can make the determination that it is a surplus property of the city and you're going to donate it to the animal. Is it the, it's
animal
not the
control.
shelter itself, it's their
Animal Care and Control.
animal care and control. Okay, so they're, yeah, you can let them use it for the yard sale. If you want to declare it as salvage property, that would be, there's no value to it, and, you know, they can just dispose of it however. So I would recommend that it, obviously some of it still has some use, just not city use. So you can use the surplus property and then make the designation that it'll be disposed of by giving it to the animal for the sale.
So I'll make a motion what she said.
Okay, so you're making a motion for us to declare it a surplus property.
Surplus
and-
allow animal care and control to put it up for sale in their coming sale.
In their yard sale, and
Yard-
then any unsold items they can dispose of accordingly.
Yes.
Just so, I mean, that way they know what to do with it if they don't sell it. Where
Now,
does it
are
go?
we saying we're going to credit back to their fund? Or can Paula use that money to buy new ornaments? That's kind of, I'd like a little more direction. to that.
Yeah, that's two different things. Are you giving it to them to use as part of their fundraiser for that department? And it goes back to their department, or are you expecting money to
Okay.
come back into the city?
So we got a motion right now that is mentioned in the sense of being able to donate to Animal Care and Control. Paola, do you have a preference?
Well, I'd like to get something that could get more.
So,
Okay, so I probably need to either amend or add in there that any funds received from the sale of this property would be returned to the city for purchase of other city decorations.
we're gonna sell them at the Animal Care and Control, but the funds raised are gonna go back.
Return to the city for,
Okay.
and keep it nebulous. It doesn't have to be Christmas decorations. You can use money for city decorations. So Easter, Christmas, whatever you want to do. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I have some of them, I'll just look at.
You got all that?
Yep.
Okay.
Got it? Okay. Okay, got a motion on the floor for us to go ahead and declare it surplus property. Sell it at the Animal Care and Control with the monetary value going back to City Hall to be used for other Christmas decorations.
I'll second that.
Got a second? Any further discussion?
How many decorations are we talking about here? And what's the estimated value on it? $100, $500, no, whatever people are gonna pay.
There's a lot of stuff on the second floor of the Gidley House that still needs to be looked at. I'm not thinking a lot of money, Charles.
You get what you get, I
mean,
suppose.
I think we got $100 for all those reindeer, you know, that we sold, so, I mean, and I thought those were some of the nicer stuff that we, so, I mean, how much would you give for what you're seeing in town? I mean, that's.
You'd have to pay me to take that stuff.
I think that's your answer.
So, yeah, so I'm not looking to, I mean, Paula's decoration budget too much, but at least it gives her something.
I'll keep my hopes.
So, all right. Any other further discussion?
Is the understanding in the motion here that if it doesn't sell, it's just disposed of? I mean, if it's surplus, right?
Right.
Okay, so that's the understanding,
It just allows city staff to dispose of it in
Appropriately.
coordination with the animal.
right, as they would any surplus.
Yeah. Actually, the last two, Matt, the last sales that we had in auction, I think everything,
Everything's sold.
everything sold.
Everybody bought everything.
Everything sold. Even the smallest stuff that we thought wouldn't sell, hey, they put a value on it and it sold. So, and that was from everything and everything that goes along besides the Christmas decorations. Okay. Any other further discussions? Okay. All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay. All yeas. Thank you so much. Okay. We're going to go ahead and move on to number 9, department reports. We're doing really good. 721. And the first one that we have is a finance director. Here we go, Lynette. Oh, do we need to turn this on? There we go. Make sure it's already on the source. There we go.
This is for December. We had 8 increases. We have a 1,553 water accounts now. Total bill is 64,090. We had 11 increased sewer accounts at 915 with a total bill of 37,204. We had 1 decrease in gas. We are at 344 and now billed at 41,651. Total gross utility billings are 142,945. Impact fees and tapping acquisition fees for the month of December, we had 2,188 of impact fees, water tapping fees of 1,000, acquisitions of 1,800, no gas tapping, sewer impact fees of 3,321, and sewer tapping fees of 750.
I have a question on that slide, if you step back. If the cost, on the down one, if the cost of a tapping fee is $1,000 and you had 11 or 8, whichever number it was, why is that only 1,000?
Because we may not have got the funds in yet.
Okay, so this is what's been received, not what's been
Yes.
billed.
So she may have stuff in the works, but it hasn't posted to the GL yet.
Okay, this is receivable.
Yes.
But that first slide though is not necessarily tapping, it's just the accounts, right? So people could just be
Yes.
turning their immediate
These
back
are
on.
just new accounts that are coming in and I do put that in there to kind of show you how the city's growing. But yeah, we may not have any billed water in that yet. Or we may have partial billed water. It just depends when it was turned on, when Robbie did the work order. Donations and miscellaneous, animal control got 107.50, library got 507.25. Cassandra did get a pretty good donation from a company in Divine. So total city donations is $677.75. The fire department, 324 donations and $984.25, which is redistributed. City sales tax for December came out in at $128,761. Hotel tax came in at $9,906. Franchise tax for the fourth quarter closed out at $68,231.50. Court fines for December were $29,902. Fines collected through Purdue Brandon, which is our collection agency, was $1,147. Internal updates, new servers have been ordered, and I found out today that they, are they en route? Or what did they say? I think they are en route, yeah. So they should be here shortly. We'll have that up and running. All the backlogs for court, all the, any collections, Ashley and Brianna have got into the system. I think the total that I put in, that she printed out for me was $157,000 worth of back warrants that we put in the system. Both of the girls have been cleaning out and going with the judge to old data of what we can purge and what we can't, because we have a lot of stuff that Austin and the judge said that we just really shouldn't move forward on because of age or discrepancies. And then the girls have collection training coming up in February with Purdue and Brandon. The lady will be here. Utility billing, everything went really smoothly. We didn't have a whole lot of problems at all. We have 328 installed radio reads now. We had 0 errors this month or December. We had some complications with the Postal Service. Ruben actually reached out to them to talk to them. Some of the residents are not getting their mail. I'm hoping that will end here shortly after TxDOT finishes roadways. And that's the return from the trailer park residents. I probably got 20 back again, but the new code compliance officer has been hand delivering them for me. Government fiscal audit is still in process. They'll be here next week, probably for about 2 or 3 days. December was very busy with the hayride and holiday functions. Even though, and it's not really a finance thing, we were all very involved. I will say that Rosario did 90% of that by herself. Just stuff that I have renewed. I renewed my CFE. I did my Cs on that, but I need to do some in the summer and the fall as well. But I'll arrange that with that. I've got to go to a Yellow Book update over at ACOG here shortly, but that's not till March. And then I don't know, I haven't committed to it yet on the, I'm sorry, for the TMSR filings, I do have to attend that, but for the TWC workshop up in Kerrville, I haven't committed to that yet. I don't know if I want to go or not. And that's all.
Okay. Council, any questions? All right. Paola?
So for the month of December, we had a total of 24 permits that came in. Most of them were the new dwellings. I know they came in some for the new subdivision. And our total numbers for December were $21,133 for permits. Year to date, we have $41,609.
I have a question on that.
Sure.
This and future slides, when you say year to date, this is the December report. Are you talking about in 2020? Or are you talking about 24?
Now, for the year-to-date that I gave her on that is for like year-to-date from October 1st on.
Fiscal
Oh.
year.
Quarter.
That's our
Okay.
fiscal time.
Thank you.
We had a total of 36 inspections, mainly just plan reviews. All those are probably the new, some of the Rush Coleman and the new subdivision.
Question on that, how are our new inspectors working out?
I think they're working out great.
Good?
They're working out, we haven't heard anything.
Good. Good. Awesome.
Total of 13 inspections for the plumbing. 10 for the rough and water, one final, we had one final in December only. Okay. And our taxes were collected for $222,064. Year to date, we have $579. $294 for our permit. Year to date, $21,000 for the month of December. Year to date is $41,609. And for our wine and beer and wine license, we only picked up $9. Well, year to date, we have $129. We don't have a lot on those coming in. And that's it. My news, just thanking everybody that helped out while I was out. So that's it. Any questions?
Council? Anything? All right. Thank you for your help with the proclamation today, too. Appreciate that. It worked out. All right. And last one that we have is
Councilman supposed to be super, very fast because I wasn't here all last week, so I got nothing for you. But I'll bring it to you guys next meeting. So just because I was out last week, I didn't have a chance to do it. So
we'll provide that. Awesome. Look forward to any quick ones for him. Nope. Okay. Look forward to the next one. All right, let's go ahead and jump into number 10 and informational items, and I'll go around the room.
So off the cuff there, I got my broadband this past Friday.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Rice Broadband?
I mean, these city people, they really are spoiled. I'm telling you. It's awesome. So one of the things that I did notice is that I was only achieving 100 megabits per second. Only. I know, 100 meg. Yeah, come on.
How much up, how much down are you getting?
So I got the
Now, they got
second
different
package.
plans,
Yeah,
right?
I got the second package, was the 500.
500
Right.
down
Down and up.
and up.
Yeah, amazing. So I saw that I was only achieving 100, so I called customer support. Great customer support. The guy worked with me. I got up to 350, I believe. So am satisfied with that. 350. So now there is help for any families that need assistance. You can get up to a $30 discount. So if you get one of the smaller packages, you could literally get your account and your monthly bill around $20. So I love it. I can't wait. Everybody in Lido's gonna it's just something to have.
We're waiting for the last phase, and that's what they promised us that they would do. I know we talked about assistance and stuff like that, but they're going to disseminate more information once they're completely up. But no, it's a great thing. I mean, the affordability of it is just great. And
Look at that screen when I deal with all this. I want you to feel bad for me.
Yeah, I know those days. I know those days. I remember. And that's actually good.
Can
I used to only get
piggyback
5 or
on
8.
what
So
you said there?
Yeah.
I got mine Thursday. I got the 250 package, and routinely I get 248 up and down.
great. Yeah.
And if you do auto pay, it's $50 a month.
Right.
Or 250 up and down.
3616. 3616. And you wonder why I'm always running at my computer all the time.
Yeah. So contact customer service if there's any problems. They're very good. Very nice people.
no, we're very fortunate.
Yes.
We're very fortunate. And once again, I got to give credit. I know Mr. Harris is a veteran, but it was another veteran that opened up that door for us, that helped us be able to get in contact with Rice Broadband and get the aperture for us to be able to do what we're doing. So,
Mayor, you worked
Good
a lot
stuff.
on that too. So
I don't know.
kudos to you as well.
Team effort. Right here, Matt too. We're in the fight together. So that's what it's all about.
Maybe transition, get That's the second
In
phase
the
to the
city,
point
it
where.
is.
So that's going to be the next thing we're going to look at. Anything else?
There you go.
Okay. Charles? Okay. Paula?
I just want to thank staff for, since I was out last week, just picking up their my slack and being out, and so I just want to appreciate that. That's it.
Cool. Appreciate it. Go around, Mr. Harris, Cassandra, anything? Molly? Nothing? Miguel?
Yes, actually, I want to talk about something. There was a resident that called the other day. I actually spoke with you about it, about that water break he had at his home. He went 2 days without water, and I know we put a notice on the door. He did not see it. So I kind of want to make it a point to do like a follow-up courtesy check, maybe to see how things are going after we do cut off the water, because there was a break on his property.
I did no work order to turn any water.
No, we had to turn it off. It was one of those that was leaking
Is that who I think it is?
when it was, in that corner. We had to turn it off because it was leaking a lot, and they went and they only stopped by because we were going from different homes and everything when we had the cold weather. So I know that they were there because I stopped by and I went by and I knocked at the door also, and nobody answered. And the neighbor on the other side said that they normally go. But valid point, Miguel, and we'll definitely make sure that we actually talk. So let's get Robbie in this so we can go ahead and.
Something is like that's happening, I'm gonna make numerous phone calls to try to get a hold of the resident before that even happens. So, I can only think of one person this happened to, and he was only out of water maybe 4 hours. So I'm not sure, I would like to talk to you on who that was.
He's new to the area. The house was vacant for a while. He just moved in, so he don't know the neighbors. Don't have no contacts.
Don't leave, and just let me know who that was.
We'll take care of it. Valid point, though. Valid point.
That's
Valid
it.
point. That'll be good. Thank you.
I have one similar to that. I think I talked to you last time It was Mr. Moreno, 15744 address. About he had a little ditch that the cable people did. And after I talked to you, I think Robbie did go and put some base on it. Then he called me again and he says, "Can you come and look at it again?" And I was like, "Yeah, you see what's going on here? They just threw it." I mean, he appreciates that they went over there. And he goes, "But they didn't fix the other side." So I went to the other side. That's my side. That one has a big hole. I'll send you pictures in a little bit. I mean, it has a big hole in there, and it's part of the gas. So I don't know if that's CPS. No, it has to be CPL, right? Past the bar.
Yeah, but just get it, the same thing. The same thing. We can take care of that, okay?
Okay, I'll give you the pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
We'll go from there.
Yeah.
If you send me the information, then I can have Robbie look at it, but if I don't know about
Yeah.
it, I can't send a work order for them to go.
Yeah, he's been coming in. He said it a few times, and I remember talking about it, and it was done. I don't know who. Robbie went and put some base on the little parts that he was talking about on his driveway, and then I went and saw the other side, and I said, "That's my side." So anyway, we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
I'll
please.
show you pictures.
Please do.
All right, no
so
problem.
we can go ahead and close the loop on that if we still have some open items on that.
All right.
Nothing? All right. Information items. Things I want to pass on, and I know Robbie's not here, but thanks to Public Works, with the weather prep, did an outstanding job. Them and the guys, the work on well number 2, taking care of our residents. A lot of people going out. There was some elderly people that they actually helped out. They responded and took care of them. So that was pretty cool being able to see that. And of course, we mentioned with the replacement of the water pump. To PD, want to go ahead and thanks for all the assistance that goes along that. Monitoring our roads, letting us know when they found some water leaks, both in businesses. David did a great job with a few leaks that we had and we were able to catch them on time. So, it's less expense for those people if we catch them early and we cut them off. But all that was taken care of, so that worked out really good. And of course, monitoring our water equipment through the cold, just checking up on our tanks overnight, and they did a great job while they were actually patrolling. Plus, also to Danny and everybody and Richie with the distribution of information too. That worked out really good. I want to thank the City Hall employees and the Mayor Pro Temp as we handled the water pump issue. Appreciate everybody coming together and us taking care of that in a timely fashion. That worked out really good. I do want to give a reminder to the council. Reminder that if we have a situation that is happening as council members, please contact either the Mayor Pro Temp or myself if you need an update, okay? What I'm asking is don't call the department head, for example, calling Public Works Director or the police chief to get an update of, hey, how's it coming? How is it going with the situation on hand? Make it easier because they're already working it or they're taking care of it. If you need an update, contact either David or myself or part of the team when we get together with situations, and we can provide an update without disrupting the folks that are actually working on it. So I ask for your help with that. Update on the TxDOT work on FM 2790 right over here, just to let you know in a couple of days, they're going to continue working. They will not close lanes. They will have flaggers, so it won't be completely closed. They're diverting, but they're going to continue working on underneath 35 on 2790. And then on 3175 next week, if you drive through there where the Mexican restaurant is at, where they knocked out the sign, unfortunately, for some reason, they want to put an island there. We know what's going to happen with the island there because it doesn't have enough radius with the semis. But we'll just let it. But I do want to let you know there's going to be some work on that next week if the weather cooperates. Elections, we got some packages that are going to be due on the 16th of February. Oh, Paola, that was something on your report. So where are we at with folks on the elections, on that with people picking up packages?
We have one picked up the other day, or two for District 5, one for District 4.
Okay,
One for Mayor.
roger that. So we do have submissions. We're going to go ahead and go through the process and stuff and getting everything ready for an elections. And then we'll take it from there and see what we need to do. Okay, 27th, a calendar item, 27th of January, we actually have a car show, Shops of Lido, and the pub over here is doing that. That's a big event that is happening. The chamber is very involved with that. I think it's going to be a neat experience of what they're trying to do out there, so plan on that. I think it's at 5:30 on the 27th. Along with the VFW is also having an event that evening too. So 2 major events in the area, so we expect some folks to be around. It should be pretty good. Things to actually do. Boys and girls basketball teams are doing very well. Kalissa's doing awesome. She keeps getting recognized. I tell you, it's going to be hard when she graduates this year for our team, but she's doing a great job, along with all the girls. Everybody's doing a great job. But I also want to highlight Coach Wilson. She's three wins from getting her 200s. So if everything goes, 2 games this week, another one next week. It might be out of town where she'll actually get those, but just keep close tabs. They've been doing a really good job. The boys are doing well too. Birthdays, Joe over at the library. Cassandra, we got Joe coming up on the 5th of February. And then we got Pete over at Public Works on the 11th of February with that. Okay. Any last minute? Anything else that pops in mind for information? Okay. If there's nothing there, it is 7:41. Do I have a motion for us to go ahead and adjourn?
I make that motion there.
Okay, got a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Got a second? Okay, 7:41. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? There we go. Thank you so much.
I'm a little
Do we have stuff?
quicker now.
Hey, we got stuff in the back.